Stephen John is a Chief Information Officer in AmeriPride Services. This is a uniform rental and linen supply company based in the United States. He has been there for 4 years now, and he's the maximum responsible of the digital strategy of this company and also of the information systems. His experience is wider. He has like 30 years of experience in this kind of area, so we're going to say hello to Stephen. Hi, Stephen. Thank you for joining us.
Pleasure to be here.
Okay, so my first question is about what would you say is new in the CIO journey to corporate officer versus future state CIO framework?
I think the real difference between the two is the CIO journey was based more around the types of work that we as CIOs do. It talks about the operational work, the transformational or the project work, and then the strategic work. And so it kind of divides it into those three, and then the journey is moving from where most of your work is operational to where most of your work is strategic. And that's as CIOs where we want to move, so we're doing more transformational and more strategic work and not completely consumed by the day-to-day operational work.
Lots of change have happened, okay.
And so the new one's more about our roles. It's more about how we kind of take care of those operational things, and there's 3 or 4 roles that are based around that. And then there's the roles around innovation and driving the company in new ways that differentiate the company through technology. And so it's kind of a shift in thinking about the work to thinking about the role we as CIOs can play in the organization.
You mentioned the innovation term. How has this changed, and what does this mean now in an IT environment?
Yeah, in this day and age where everybody has access to technology. So 30 years ago, that was the realm of IT. That was the realm of CIOs. Now the chief marketing officer or the head of HR or supply chain, they have access to technology. And so the real challenge we as CIOs have now is to have those trusted relationships where there can be IT facilitated innovation so that people don't go off and innovate on their own, but that we're engaged with them and helping them create those new differentiating products, those products that help us beat our competition, that help our customers choose us over somebody else.
Nowadays, technology belongs to almost everyone in a company. So what does this mean to a CIO?
It means that we now, so there are positives about that. It now means that people speak our language. It used to be that we had to kind of translate our technology speak into business speak. And now they speak our language, they understand it. But what the interesting trend is people have technology capabilities at home that they don't have at work. So they can use artificial intelligence to order things from Amazon. But at work, they can't use that to, they can't speak and pull up an invoice. I was recently at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, and they're looking at how to use Amazon's Alexa to help their accounts receivable department. Now they're also doing really cool things like how they help robots with that, but just that day-to-day operational stuff of pulling up an invoice and a bill and just being able to say, pull up invoice 15346, and Alexa pulls that up for you, as opposed to having to search through it with the computer. It may mean a difference of 20 seconds, but that can be important if that's what you do every single day, every minute of the day.
It sounds futuristic, but it's happening now.
It's happening now, yeah.
How has your role changed in these 5 last years?
Yeah, so the cloud has done a lot in helping shift where CIOs focus. The cloud is a deeper form of outsourcing. In the old world, when years ago when we talked about outsourcing, you were sending people overseas. You were using people in India or the Philippines to do support or kind of the commodity work. What the cloud does is it's a deeper form of outsourcing. You're outsourcing your data center, you're outsourcing security, you're outsourcing disaster recovery, you're outsourcing development and testing. And so that then frees you up to focus more on innovation and developing those products that differentiate you, that provides what we call stickiness for your customers. There's a reason for them to stay because you have this and your competition doesn't. And so that's our role is now becoming much more about that innovation and really differentiating the company based on technology. If you go back to some of the ideas around strategy, some of Porter's early work, he talks about there are 3 areas where you can base your corporate strategy. You can base it around quality of service, you can base it around price, or you can base it around innovation. And you have to do all 3, but one of them should be your primary. What we in IT can do is we can use innovation to help a company either have that as their main thing, or help them drive price through innovation, or help them drive quality of service. So we're uniquely positioned to help the business no matter what their strategy is.
So the innovation is the key.
But innovation is the key, yes. That's either the main strategy or it helps the other 2 strategies be possible.
That's interesting view. Finally, Stephen, which is the most important lesson you've learned in the CIO Executive Council?
So the most important thing is this idea, and it goes back to something my father taught me. And he taught me that the quality of our lives is directly proportional to the quality of our relationships. So our life is good as we have good relationships. And it's the same in our families, our communities, and in our businesses. So the way I view the CIO Executive Council is I've got quality relationships. I've got people I can turn to learn, to help me solve problems, to help me discover new things. And so that's extremely valuable for a CIO, because what we would love is to spend more time learning, but we only have a very little part of our time that we can spend learning, and so you want to do it with the very best. And I think that's peer-to-peer learning.
I will keep that lesson too. Thank you so much, Stephen,
Thank you.
for joining us.
My pleasure.